measures you should keep? What are the kind of risks you face, smell, and which are smellable? Don't go to risk, kind of risk which you cannot smell nor you can measure. Then you will be trouble. You will not know you are gaining or losing at any point of time. So this has to be decided before you apply for a license. That is underlining. Before you apply. Then you don't tell me, without that also RBI gives license for NBFC. So that is a different issue we are discussing at RBI. We should not. And as he also told, first brain. Anyway, then conduct risk. How I will do in such a manner, not only me, each team member will not fall into these three human problems by having internal control and conduct risk. That is irrationality. Never forget these three words. It is within me. I have to overcome these to succeed elsewhere. Or else I am doomed. Adam, you also same thing happened. Greediness. Correct? So that has already proved. That is a different lecture. How? First, I will not recruit people hugely identified in these three things. Due diligence, you call it. A guy who is prone to conduct risk. You know what I mean. Silver lighting or moon lighting, they are saying. Our Wipro guy found after COVID. So that is conduct risk. So with tremendous confidence, you have built up a team who has already decided he will borrow your database and leave after 5 years. So with him, he will shatter your dreams. Correct? So you should do it faster after putting your money and license. So due diligence, SEBI will do on you. You should do on the people you are getting associated with. Because they are the guys with which you will play your game of finance, which is very fickle, very naughty. The naughtiest on earth is game of finance. You have to be very naughty to identify risks in game of finance. Okay? Because these three things are there. Then you should have your operational manuals in ready. You are surprised. All these things should be done after I start it. My theory is exactly opposite. If you are able to do all these, then only you should think of. Money you would have already done. Without money like me, I cannot think of a startup. I neither have money nor I can have it. So your money is assumed, your brain is assumed. Or else you should not venture into this by looking at others. Having done, keep all these operational manual, risk management manual, assurance standards. What is assurance standard? Compliance. Compliance again is not only what SEBI or RBI does. Your internal control guidelines are also to be complied with. And then of course audit. All these words you know, but what I am telling is different. First you have to decide whether I have the bandwidth and the wavelength to do this before I apply for a license. And how I have got my theory corroborated? After telling this in the flight for half an hour, none of these they heard. Then I told that unless you have, don't apply for license. Okay? And I didn't know they have any plans to request me to guide them. And then suddenly after 10 days, so they are requesting me, I think you are right. So let us do like this. I told till I leave RBI, I cannot do it. So I am joining them tomorrow. Another startup with 45 years who have a dream of starting itself from day 100 crores. So, but again I have told, measuring risk, another point. My paper says, the rate at which Indian companies should grow, or Indian, for me, banks, we have to, like monetary policy. What is Indian monetary policy special about? Have you observed? We have not observed. We have a distinct thing, a threshold. 4% plus or minus 2. So it is not just a definition. That means if prices rise beyond 6%, it will have negative impact. But at the other end also, if prices don't rise above 2% also, you will be in the negative. So that is interesting in Indian case. Similarly, for Indian credit growth or business growth, so I have worked in my paper, it should not be more than 18%. It should not be less than 10%. And I remember one NBFC guy, managing director, that Madam Religer, Madam had employed him because of this thing. He told, sir, when he came to meet me, we are going at 52%. So when I got him inside, I showed him my book. Read this chapter, you will definitely die in next 18 months. It died. Of course, by evening I wrote a DO letter, a deleverage. Because in Indian situation, you should not grow beyond 20%. So I am asking you, how not to grow with that greediness, irrationality and stupidity? It's a difficult thing. Because we are by nature irrational. We think higher the number, higher, better is my prospect. Please don't do that. A resilient institution cannot be created if you grow next 5 years beyond 20%. Then it is defying the theory of resilience. So, conclusion, punching line, decide. So now that I am free, I can ask. I had asked somebody, there are two models of doing business. One is junior Ambani type. You have to decide. I will do something, put 100 crores, get 1000 crores, to close down and go, let these youngsters die. Because you have created employment and worth, all will go with you. So they are not bothered. Or you want to create a resilient institution that will last for perpetuity, that will be owned by your son or your daughter. Choice is yours. So for that, resilience is the answer. For resilience, your being able to smell distress in advance is the answer. And third, never think of going beyond 20%. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an inspiring and insightful.
So my request to her, because it is a very pious job, this is being done. Have a half day coaching on how should be done. So I will do it free for you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Not 20 minutes here.
Thank you
because
so much, sir.
I am telling these two lines, then I am not telling certain things they don't know. So it is coming like that. And see, this youngster is enjoying, but he is getting disappointed. I didn't tell something else, what I should have told. This is not the way we learn,
right,
especially when we start something. Okay?
Sir, half a day session with by you would be a great blessing. Sir, we would want to felicitate you now, so please come over here. Dr.Rabi Narayan Mishra, so please. Divya ji, you need to join me on stage, please. And Hina ji.
No. Thank you so much, sir, from SNT University, Women's University, from WISE and everyone. And your words, I was listening, it was so inspiring. I think for students, for business owners, and for everyone, as a very, very senior person and having so much of experience, and you have come here and given that, and of course we are going to keep a half-day session, 100%,
yes,
and we're looking forward for that, and I think more people will sign up. And yes, everything is getting recorded, and I think we are going to put this on social media, the clips of it, where around 50,000, I have myself around 20,000 followers, everyone has around, so we have around 50,000 followers coming up, and then, yes.
Thank you,
and
sir.
that, so everyone over
sir.
here, whoever is speaking, everyone is going to be on social media. That's the power of digitalization, because I want to listen to your voice,
Yes.
to everyone who is
Yes.
there. And being the digital era, we can make your voice
We
reach
must.
everywhere.
We
And that's what
must.
we want to do.
In
Thank you
fact,
so much, sir.
Sir has tied up the RBI Supervisor Institute. He has tied up with.
We have done by creating a college of supervisors.
Huh.
So that banks,
Companies.
supervisors and regulators will learn these things
Yeah.
of whole world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next stage is to
Us.
Yes.
banks and NBFCs and institutions Next is who?
The world.
Students.
So we will
My
reach
aim
out
is
to you
from
for that.
students onward they should learn.
We will reach out to you for that.
100%,
Divya and me
100%.
will reach out to you for that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Divya ji, please join us. So let me give this to him.